Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get into it.
Repairs can be divided into minor and major repairs. Minor work involves restoring the paint layer, removing small scratches and dents. Under certain circumstances, most of these activities can be performed independently. Major body repair includes completely different concepts. These are situations where, as a result of accidents, traffic accidents, and other circumstances, the geometry of the body is broken. The usual hammer such a thing cannot be corrected. Restoration of geometry requires the use of special straightening equipment, among which a special place is occupied by a slipway, or simply a stand for straightening. With the help of such installations, it is possible to return the body to its former condition quite quickly and qualitatively. Slipways are practically not used in garage conditions, but are used in car repair shops and service stations. In this case, it is important for car owners to understand how slipways are arranged, what they are, and how much this or that type of straightening stand can cope with the task of restoring the broken geometry of the vehicle body. What it is. The body is the most important element of every car and consists of a large number of components, elements, and parts. When they are seriously deformed, it leads to such a phenomenon as a violation of geometry. With their own hands to restore such a defect is almost impossible. For such repair and restoration work were created straightening stands, which are commonly called slipways. This largely helps to answer the question of why a slipway is needed and how much it is necessary installations in each car service center. In general, slipways are equipped with a hydraulic power unit, with the help of which it is possible to create a large force aimed at correcting the shape of the body after a traffic accident, and other situations. Moreover, specialized units sometimes cope even with very severe damage. The straightening stand is used for complex body repairs and geometry restoration on various vehicles. It includes a large number of devices and tools. At the same time, all of them pursue the same goal, namely to return the body to its original shape. Among the main components of the stand are distinguished various kinds of grippers, chains, measuring devices, spotters, etc. The multi-component design provides an opportunity not only to force the metal of the body, but also to accurately dose the effort, distribute the load, firmly grasp the metal, measure the current parameters. After all, it is easy to overdo it, and as a result the body can no longer be repaired. Working principle. Basically, slipways or straightening stands are used in work with motor vehicles. With their help, the body of the car is corrected, which was in an accident, received all kinds of dents and defects. Using a slipway, you can stretch the car body and return it to its factory parameters. To understand the essence and all the features of the slipway, it is necessary to consider the principle of its operation. Before specialists pull the car body on the appropriate slipway, they determine the degree and nature of damage, make a list of necessary work. When the preliminary diagnosis is completed, the car is installed on a special platform, where the car is firmly fixed in the frame to then pull out. Using the chains, grips, and measuring devices provided on the straightening stand, the vehicle determines the area where further restoration work will be carried out. The slipformer then generates a force controlled by the operator. The device can stretch or compress the metal in different directions to return it to its former shape, i.e. geometry. Measuring devices and the ability to simulate impacts in reverse order the body gets its former shape. The structure of the metal itself is virtually undamaged. It is important to take into account the fact that there are different types of slipways, the principle of operation of which is somewhat different from each other. But all of them are united by one common task. All varieties of straightening stands are designed to pull out depressions and retract convex elements of the body in order to return the original appearance of the metal. At the same time, the key aspect is the ability to prevent damage to other parts. Slipforms are only able to affect certain points and areas where damage has occurred. Thus, the entire metal that was not damaged in the accident is not affected. There are certain situations caused by body damage, when the only solution is the use of a slipway. If you properly operate the equipment, competently dispose of all its capabilities, the result of restoration exceeds the most daring expectations. After restoration, the restored section of the body will not differ from the rest of the elements. Plus, it may not even require restoration of the paint layer. But this depends directly on the nature of the damage. It is necessary to realize that some accidents, collisions and traffic accidents, end up with extremely unfortunate consequences for the integrity of the body. Not all of them, even the most modern and functional slipways, can cope with. For this purpose, a preliminary assessment of the condition is carried out. The master determines how realistic it is to restore the body in its current state, and whether stretching or compression will not entail the final destruction of the vehicle body. Read also, what is dangerous error P0130, and how to fix it despite the objective advantages of the slipway as a means of restoring the body of the car. A big role in the quality of the work performed is played by the qualifications and experience of the master engaged in restoration. Therefore, it is important to choose not just a car service, where there is a slipway, but also where good specialists in this field work. You should not save on such a service if you really expect to bring your car back to life. Varieties. A certain role in the quality and peculiarities of restoration works is played by the fact of using this or that type of slipway. They are distinguished depending on the features of the design. At the same time, all of them can be used to perform the task set to restore the geometry of automobile bodies. In summary, slipways can be categorized as follows: floor-mounted, jack stands, frame, platform. To understand the difference between the equipment presented in each slipway that performs the pulling of the machine, you need to understand separately. Rolling models are designed mainly for relatively simple repair and recovery activities, when it is not possible to use powerful full-fledged equipment. But this fact does not at all prevent podkatny slipways to be very common. This is due to the fact that such stands have a wide range of functionality. To their strengths can be attributed the following points. They are designed to work with different types of vehicles, and therefore, one stand can serve different vehicles. There are jack stands, which have special elements in their arsenal that allow you to fix the car without the mandatory flanging of the sills. They have compact dimensions, which allows you to use a jacking unit in conditions of limited space. Such models are found even in ordinary garages. Their small dimensions provide a definite advantage over competitors. Wide range of settings. This feature ensures that precise presetting is carried out. That is, the machine adapts to the specific body type when restoring the geometry of the car. Special clamps for fixing the flanging of car sills. They have no analogs, and therefore act as a strong argument in favor of podcast models. Rolling slip forms can be additionally equipped with a tent hydraulic system if necessary or desired. But in many ways their advantages do not always justify themselves. These slipways are not as versatile as it may initially seem. If we are talking about severe damage and serious changes in geometry, the jacking stand will not be able to cope with the restoration. It is relevant to use it in the process of repairing spars, panels, struts, and other similar components. But still, the jacking models can be called effective, versatile, affordable, and reliable. Many car services rightly invest in such equipment, as this purchase justifies itself to the fullest extent. Floor models of slip forms differ in that they provide for the installation of special rails, racks, anchors, and fasteners in the floor. These are used as a base for positioning and fixing the vehicle to be repaired. The key advantages of floor standing straightening stands are the fact of their relative affordability, ease of installation, and no difficulties in placing the machine. Although the design is floor-mounted, it does not take up much space. This allows you to competently use the available space in the conditions of a garage or a small workshop. As needed, when there is no need for a slipway, the floor-mounted structure can be used for other tasks and purposes. The rails in this case will not interfere at all, and sometimes can even help in the realization of certain works. The only more or less significant disadvantage is considered to be the difficulty of making the necessary measurements in the process of work. But in general, floor stands are a worthy alternative and a serious competitor for podkatny analogs. This slipway is characterized by a more complex design and device. but it is his many masters of body repair prefer to use in the framework of eliminating relatively small defects. The design itself occupies a small space. Basically, frame models are installed on scissor car elevators. As a result, the car is at an adjustable height and is easily pulled in the desired directions. Compared to the same platform slipforms, which we have yet to consider, frame analogs are more complex and consist of more components. When choosing a slipway of this type, it is recommended to give preference to devices additionally equipped with auto elevators. This will reduce the time spent on repairs, as well as allow you to save on the space of the workshop. Platform. If you do not take into account homemade slipways, the platform type of device is the last among the existing varieties. But it is this type of equipment is positioned as the most expensive, productive, and efficient. Platform straightening stands allow to cope with serious mechanical damage on cars with different body types, including even huge frame SUVs. All platform structures are supplied in a certain set, which includes rails and an outrigger. This is the base on which the vehicle is driven or drawn with the help of auxiliary devices for further fixation with special high-strength fasteners. Read also, how to fix the problem of starting the engine after it's overheating. The platform has a large number of fixation points. These are the points that allow you to install different devices and use the slipway depending on the specific vehicle, body type, or the nature of the damage. Platform devices are able to firmly fix the car to act on certain points of the body, stretching or compressing in the desired direction. An important component of the platform straightening stand is a winch and a movable block for machines. The latter is designed for loading and further fixation of vehicles that are not able to drive on the platform. The support stands, which are designed as one or two support towers, are characterized by a very reliable hydraulic mechanism, which ensures a long service life and trouble-free operation. The support legs move around the straightening platform as required, thereby helping to pull out defects and damage to the bodywork, which are located at different points. Special fixing beams are designed for moving heavy structures with a weight exceeding 20 tons, and the movement can be carried out in different required directions. An important feature of the platform car slipform for body straightening and restoration is the telescopic scale. It guarantees accurate calculations and determines the errors in the measurements. In fact, the device does not allow you to over-tighten the metal or pull it out not to the end. Manufacturers of automotive platform straightening stands are ready to offer consumers a wide range of additional and auxiliary accessories. To what extent these or those devices are necessary, each buyer determines individually. But all accessories are aimed at expanding the capabilities and adding new functions to the slipway. It is impossible not to mention the fact of solid dimensions of the platform slipway. Therefore, in conditions of limited space to install such stands is inexpedient. They are mainly used in large car repair shops that have the appropriate space for the placement of straightening equipment. For all its objective advantages, only the large size and the need for stationary placement can be considered disadvantages of the platform straightener. But in reality, when the bodywork is severely damaged and the geometry is seriously disturbed, only platform models of straightening machines are able to cope with the task at hand. Hence, you can draw the appropriate conclusions. The importance of controlling and preserving body geometry. So much has been said about the fact that slipways are capable of restoring body geometry. However, not everyone fully understands why this should be done and why the car should not be operated with any deviations from its factory geometry. Body geometry or body geometry is the exact dimensions of the vehicle set at the production stage. Key parameters include front track width, rear track width, wheelbase length, length of spars, spar spacing. The body consists of a large number of parts that form a load-bearing system. During normal use, the parts begin to shift slightly. This is due to less than ideal road surface conditions, vibrations, bumps and potholes, sudden forced braking, etc. There is a process of natural wear, which can be characterized as metal fatigue. But under normal conditions, this process is very slow. But there are situations when displacement occurs suddenly and abruptly. This is possible in a traffic accident, serious mechanical damage, when the car hits a large hole at high speed, when colliding with obstacles. As a result, the geometry is broken, that is, the car no longer meets its factory standards. In such situations, high-quality restoration of the changed geometry of the car body helps. It can be restored on a slipway. This type of repair allows you to restore the car after accidents and continue normal operation. If you ignore the need for repair, it can manifest itself in the form of the following problems: doors not closing properly, the hood and trunk do not close properly, the car behaves erratically at high speed, the car skids, although the steering wheel is straight. The car stops obeying the driver. There's vibration, the metal gradually deteriorates, the load increases, body parts and associated components wear out, fasteners break down. How dangerous all this is, each of you can guess for yourself. That is why it is important to check the geometry not only in case of accidents and all kinds of severe damage, but also after a rather long service life of the car. Some car owners, with the purpose of prevention of development of problems, carry out diagnostics of a condition of a body at least once in 2 years. This is especially true for those who have to travel on bad roads, which contribute to rapid wear of body elements and accelerates metal fatigue. Body slipways are objectively sometimes indispensable equipment in matters of vehicle repair. They help in restoration and prolong the life of the car. How much such an installation is needed at home? The question is highly debatable. But every car repair shop, which provides services for body repair, simply must have at its disposal a professional and high-quality slipway. In conclusion, a body slipway is an essential structure that facilitates the safe and efficient launching and retrieving of boats and other watercraft. By providing a gradual incline, it allows vessels to be moved in and out of the water with ease, minimizing the risk of damage and ensuring the safety of both the craft and its operators. Understanding how a body slipway works and its importance in maritime operations can enhance our appreciation for the engineering behind recreational and commercial boating. Whether for personal use or larger-scale operations, body slipways play a crucial role in maintaining the functionality and accessibility of our waterways. Thank you for watching, and we hope you gained valuable insights into this vital aspect of marine infrastructure.